Singapore's Defence Minister Dr. Ng Eng Hen has warned that Myanmar's actions threaten to erode a fundamental principle underpinning the association of Southeast Asian nations. Speaking at the 18th ASEAN Defence Ministers Meeting in Laos, Dr. Ng said Myanmar's behaviour could weaken ASEAN Centrality and damage the credibility of the regional bloc's defence cooperation. Myanmar's behaviour risks undermining the ASEAN Centrality that we have painstakingly built over the past 2 decades, Dr. Ng stated, according to a news release from Singapore's Ministry of Defence on 20th November. ASEAN Centrality refers to the principle that ASEAN should lead in fostering regional cooperation and diplomacy. Dr. Ng's remarks came as the ADMM, ASEAN's highest defence consultative mechanism, faced obstacles in decision-making due to objections from Myanmar. MINDEF noted that the issues remained unresolved but did not provide details. He added that Myanmar's actions were inconsistent with the ASEAN leaders' review and decision on the implementation of the 5-point consensus. The agreement, issued in October 2024, calls for the ongoing crisis in Myanmar not to disrupt ASEAN decision-making. The 5-point consensus was initially designed to address the unrest in Myanmar, but the military junta has largely ignored its provisions. Dr. Ng criticized Myanmar for using ASEAN for politics of retaliation and urged it to refrain from actions that would put the ADMM in a difficult position. He also called for solidarity among ASEAN defence ministers to uphold the centrality and credibility of the mechanism. Myanmar's military, which seized power in February 2021 by ousting a democratically elected government, has faced widespread protests and sustained international condemnation. The coup plunged the nation into a prolonged crisis marked by violent crackdowns and socio-economic collapse. The UN Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights reported in September that over 5,350 civilians had been killed and 3.3 million displaced since the coup. More than 27,400 people have been arrested, with figures rising following the introduction of mandatory conscription earlier this year. The report also highlighted severe human rights violations and a breakdown of the rule of law. Economic fallout has been severe, with over half of Myanmar's population now living below the poverty line, largely due to violence perpetrated by the military. Dr. Ng emphasized that maintaining ASEAN centrality is critical for the ADMM's long-term credibility. He encouraged further discussions on the unresolved issues in 2024. The ADMM, established to enhance regional security cooperation, has often relied on consensus-driven approaches. However, Myanmar's non-compliance with ASEAN agreements has increasingly strained this framework. ASEAN comprises 10 member states, including Myanmar, Singapore, and other Southeast Asian nations. Its principles of non-interference and consensus have faced challenges in responding to Myanmar's deepening crisis.